Hello, it's Wednesday, January 27th, almost through January. I am Pastor Ann Fenlason from Trinity Lutheran Church in Long Lake, Minnesota. Thank you for taking the time here today. The informal theme that Pastor John and I have been preaching on, focusing on a little bit, has been being called to a new creation, how God creates us anew, that God is always creating anew. God is in the business of creation. We see that from the very beginning of our scriptures, right? The book of Genesis, God speaks and light comes into being, a world comes into being, and it's this very beginning of scripture that has set us on a path. It's tuned our ears and focused our vision to see God creating, not just in this bit of Genesis, but throughout the whole of Scripture. Let me just read the beginning of Genesis for you again. It's so beautiful how it's written. If you've ever studied biblical Hebrew, you know that there is a great poetry in how those writers put those words together. Hopefully even you can hear it even if you don't understand Hebrew, you can find a web program that will read you those first verses and just listen for how those words are put together. Let me read it in English. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So, God is in this business of creation all the time. But there is chaos in this world. It seems to be all around us, ever more so of late. So find something in your memory that felt chaotic to you. It could have been a personal situation, or if we go back to last summer with the riots here in Minneapolis, or even what happened on Capitol Hill 2.5 weeks ago, where we see chaos. You know, chaos will often instill anxiety and fear in us. And where we see that chaos, it's important to remember that God sees a place where creation happens. New creation can happen out of that chaos. God can see to that. We are people who seek to control much, if not as everything that we can about our lives. We want to control what happens around us. But the truth of that is we are not in control. Neither are those who seek to bring about chaos. It's God who's in control, always. So as you go about this day, wherever you are in your frame of mind, if you're feeling anxiety over the unknown, over something which might seem chaotic to you, we as a church, as holy, as Trinity Lutheran, it could be perceived by many that we are in a state of chaos because we are in, things are kind of roiling around. We are in transition. To some people, transition is chaotic because it's unnerving and creates anxiety. And I want to encourage you to reframe that, to see this time of transition as one into which God is breathing new life and creating anew. And we can be faithful that God is going to do something in this time of transition where things are just kind of spinning around and we cannot control them, or we can only do so much. God is at the helm here, the one that's got all of this in hand. Friends, thank you again for stopping by. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for Trinity. I'm praying for the call committee, and for those who are leading us through this time of transition. When we're new creation, we can be assured is happening, because where God is involved, creation happens. Go out and make this a beautiful day and look for where God is creating anew. I'll see you at church. Bye-bye.